These are packing up, preparing to get out of a place they call home, and they have until the end of this month.
Channel 5's Angela Vargas reminds us sometimes home is simply just a dwelling, a place that we can lay our heads. He's standing by live with more. Angelo.
For some folks, home is a flea market. The Pulga in Donna city officials told us they found out about these makeshift apartments 2 weeks ago. We spoke to a woman who's been calling this place home for the past 3 years. No air conditioning, no running water. Flea market storage sheds turn into homes. PVC pipes assembled into makeshift showers. This is how Cristina Alvarez lives. She will have to leave by the end of the month.
Because I don't want to leave.
Alvarez says she can't afford to pay for a regular apartment.
Sometimes we don't have work and we don't have enough for rent. It's expensive. That's the reason we came over here. We had to get out sooner or later, so we are going to leave. One day we will leave.
I'm actually standing in the kitchen area, which is just another garage next to Alvarez's bedroom. She says she's paying $220 for both rooms. We also spoke to the property owner of the Fiesta Flea Market, Jeremy Riley.
There's probably about 20
families?
20 units rented that people living in. I don't know how many are per unit.
Riley says he recently inherited the property.
My father-in-law passed away in December, and he was allowing people that needed a place to live in the storage units that were designed for flea market use, for people to store their gear, so on Sunday they could open their doors and sell their merchandise.
Riley was approached by Donna Police and the City of Donna interim manager Ernesto Silva.
Well, originally we received a complaint from someone that had been out in that area and said that they had seen a gentleman that they believed to have been a registered sex offender. And so the police department went out to investigate, and sure enough they found that the gentleman was actually living in makeshift conditions.
Silva says the flea markets are inspected. This flea market wasn't a cause for concern at the time of the last inspection.
Because there was no requirement to go out and do an inspection. Nobody was opening up a new business, but what they did was they constructed these makeshift apartments over the weekend. And so you can't really tell. If you look from the roadway, it looks like they're just flea market stands that are locked up.
Silva says the flea market is in a commercial zone and all apartments must meet city code with a bathroom inside the home.
We had to get out sooner or later, so we are going to leave. One day we will leave.
Alvarez says she will have a place to live after she leaves the flea market. The flea market says after the people leave, they plan on renovating this area and this place for the flea market, and the businesses that were in compliance will be able to stay. We did hear from the city manager. He says that the other Donna Flea Market was inspected after the hearing about this situation. Now, Channel 5's chief meteorologist Tim Smith joins us. And Tim, what is the temperatures like inside these storage sheds?
Well, Angelo, the heat inside those buildings, it would seem, would be unbearable, especially in the summertime. If it's 100, 104 degrees outside, which it typically is here in a lot of the summer, inside it's easily 90 degrees plus. And then you don't have the breeze that we have outside. And then at night, when the sun goes down and the outside starts to cool off, the building traps those warm temperatures inside, so it stays warm well into the nighttime hours. So, boy, livability factor of those must be extreme. And the same thing in the cold in the wintertime. When it does get cold, not much heat, and temperatures inside can drop, well below 50 into the 40s on one of those cold winter nights. So, boy, tough living conditions. And if you look at the way it's been this past winter, we'll look at the winter and how warm it's been in McAllen. If you take a look, not only has it been warm, but it's been well above normal through the wintertime. So when you think you'd have at least a little bit of a cool break, January was 7 degrees almost above normal, February 10.5, March 5 degrees above normal, April 4.5 degrees. In May, at least, we're getting a little bit of break so far. This May, we're running about a half a degree below average across much of the valley. So just, again, pretty much rough conditions to live in. We know that. Look at the current temperatures. Today, not so bad. These are the latest. Readings are in the 80s all across the valley. Winds are out of the southeast about 20, a little bit gusty. Dew point is at 69, so it's come up a little bit more since yesterday, so it's a little bit more humid than yesterday. I think tomorrow's a little warmer, a little more humid than today, and a sprinkle or two, like today, that's a possibility again tomorrow. We'll take a look at that and update your First 1-5 forecast live from Donna coming up in just a few minutes.